See, that'd be legit, right?
Yes, it would be legit.
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ready? No. We'll throw that in there.
Oh
Since,
gosh, he always throws me under the bus.
Yeah. Not under the bus. I put it up on
In
top.
it so that you can take a ride, and
Yeah.
run over people.
All right, let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Sauna. Today we're here, actually joined with quite a few people. Today's episode is actually not about the sauna at all. We're actually turning the mics over to my man Gabriel today. Cheers.
Where's the little?
We'll put like applause.
Aplausos.
We gotta upgrade the equipment, bro.
Yeah. You know what's funny is all that is for that.
I know. I saw
I just
that.
never, I just never like set any of it.
Oh,
up.
it's not programmed.
So whatever you just press, it's gonna come out.
I hope it wasn't like.
Yeah.
I know.
Little bitch,
Right?
little bitch.
Yeah.
Don't be so hard.
Like, bitch. All right, guys.
Well,
so
Richard,
what a way to start off because my man over here. But so this is your Monday
talks we have on Monday.
Mind Chatter Monday.
Mind Chatter Mondays. Yeah.
Mind
It was
Chatter
Mindset Mondays, but Mind Chatter.
Mind Chatter took over the
Mind
Chatter.
Chatter.
Mindset said, "Hey,
like,
everybody does mindset.
just
let's do a new
just
one."
based on what kind of a weekend you had.
I know.
Yes,
That's a
so
recap.
Monday's always good to talk, to realign. Yes, especially if your weekend was a mess, it's good to come back on Monday and realign.
Imagine having to come back to Coco on a Monday after your weekend was a mess.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, the thing is that
Can we say that word?
We'll introduce ourselves.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
this.
If not, you want to beep them out like.
No.
That one says, "Fuck you, bitch."
My bad.
Hey, so I want to introduce you to the first guy. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, sorry. My name is Gabriel. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Oh,
See,
I'm getting used to the buttons, people.
he's like the little kid. You gotta like take away
Yeah.
the toy, take away the
it's
toy,
too
stop
colorful.
it.
It's too colorful.
You know.
I don't know. Oh, look at it.
All right,
Anyways,
so Miss Gabby, what's your
Gabby,
handle?
thank you for joining us.
At 81 Studios.
A1 Studios, Gabe, Diaz,
No, you don't
with
have-
Keller Williams.
Well, what's
No
your-
studios.
What's your handle?
I don't have
bro?
studios.
I don't have.
This is
I
so
don't
they
have
can
a
connect with you.
Oh, Gabe Diaz 100 on
That's right, they
Instagram.
like you.
Yeah.
They talk
Gabe
shit.
Diaz 100, Keller Williams and Cerritos.
That's a big candle, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you? What is your name, sir?
I don't
Hold
have
his
a
hand again.
handle, but we'll go with.
Adrian,
The
you don't
government
have,
name they
You don't
gave
have any social?
Yeah, but I don't really go in there. Other than to,
Okay, then give them your email address.
Just contact.
Contact my wife.
Smart man.
She'll either let it go through or not.
Anyways, go ahead and look for me on their JoJo.
JoJo's so pretty. No, I mean, my email is soldbyadrian@gmail.com.
There you go.
Send me an email, I will respond.
MIG.
I am at Orozco Real Estate.
Yep, and that's on IG?
Yeah.
All right, cool, guys. Yeah, so Mr. Mindset, I'm going to let you take control here.
Right on.
This is your show.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank you, brother, for setting this up. I had been dreaming of this moment, to be honest with you, and you made it happen last
It was
week.
a vision.
And this time you made it even happen like this. So thank you, Gabby. Thank you. I know this is time for you guys, so I appreciate that. And then I want to thank Adolfo, Adrian also for being here. Mondays usually we get together and it's open invitation to whoever wants to come meet us. Usually I was doing it live, but just stopped doing that. And we kind of just started making it us here. But Mondays, 10 o'clock, yeah, maybe I'll go back on live if you want to come on here. But it's not so much about being positive. Because I was telling Adrian that that was a defense mechanism that I had growing up, was being positive. So when shit would go bad, I would try to convince myself that things were going to get better or were better. So I didn't have to deal with the bullshit that was going on. It was more like a default escapism as opposed to, oh, yes, I'm so wise.
But the belief of being positive is also, you
It's
have
a
to
good-
have that.
of course.
Because if not, you'll just draw yourself to the negativity,
Everything,
right?
everything that I'm going to say here is not right or wrong. It's only a process. And the process the reason I was saying all that is because what I want to really talk about is not just being positive, which is a good thing, but stepping into a state of being that is always in joy and peace. See, that's different than being positive, because usually being positive means, oh, something negative's happening, so I'm going to say something positive, or I'm just going to focus on the positive things, which is a good thing, but we can also be lying to ourselves and not dealing with some realities that need to be dealt with.
Yeah, And that's what me and you go back and
Right.
forth on a lot.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
keep creating the same experiences because we're just saying things, but we really don't believe them. Therefore, the same programming keeps running. So all this is really to help you to go through processes and have some understanding and knowledge of stepping into a being that really is consciousness, God consciousness, where you really see and like I'm going to use the word feel a shift in your being that is really, I don't know how to explain it other than that is you truly feel that all is well. Regardless of the craziness that's going on in your world, deep inside you feel like everything is fine. God is still in control.
I recently heard that on a podcast where like that consciousness, you know, if you take everything away, like that is God.
Yes.
And I've never like thought about it that way because I was like always so consumed with the external.
Right.
But you know, we talk a lot, deep conversations, and we get into it where we're talking about like how you have that, like you ask God for whatever your prayer is, right? Whatever you're going through, whatever, and then like you see stuff and you're like, wait a minute, is that you sending me a message? or wait, hold on, are you trying to tell me this, or I should go this way? You know, and it's weird where that consciousness, it's actually that little voice,
Right.
That's kind of like what it like seems like it's narrowed down to me. You know, the confusion is, what did we watch the other day when he was like, you ask God for a prayer and he sends you a package, but you don't know when it's going to show up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like that's that little voice that's always there.
So that's the thing, to be able to be aware of that voice. So when it's going too much, you're able to stop it. So you can be, and the only way to do that is to practice consciousness. And we are doing it every day. We just don't know we're doing it. We do it because that's programmed in us. It's the awareness of it that really begins to take power. Because now through that power of awareness and understanding that that is God, that you are God, having an experience as a human. See, we think we're humans seeking God so he can help us.
But it's the other way around.
But it's the other way around. God is here in you with all the knowledge and creativeness of the world that he created, universe is within you, and you and the body is just a vehicle that it's using to express itself.
It makes a lot of sense because that's the one thing with the survival mode that kicks in for so many things, that ego that kicks in, right? Like, don't hurt my feelings, don't piss me off, don't fuck whatever. And we're gonna, I guess, wrap our head around that and hold on to that as tight as possible too.
Correct.
It's
So,
funny.
yeah.
It's funny how the inner voice, he's saying stuff. All our inner voices are saying stuff too.
Right,
Everyone's
right.
like, damn, Gabriel, that was too much. or that's spot on. Or, oh shit, what's for lunch today?
How long is this gonna go on for?
Hey, bro,
It's in
and
there.
you're like,
That's
do they
the
know
whole
about that chicken spot across?
That's
Right? Jesus is talking and you're like, hey, bro,
so
the
this-
Popeye sounds good, bro.
This morning, Gabriel said,
That's the thing that's crazy when you start talking about like ideas, right? You have an idea of real estate, you do. There's millions of people having millions of ideas and millions of seconds. Like, it's crazy to think that like is constantly going on.
yes, bro.
Right. So with that awareness that is going on, our ego, without applying awareness, things that it can convince people, it things that it can make people things that it wants it to do, it things that it can control situations. In reality, we cannot. We cannot control our spouses. We cannot control our kids. We cannot control nobody. Right. The only thing we have in control of is who I'm going to be or how I'm going to feel in those moments. And through awareness, you can begin to realize that, hey, all this programming is not bad. It's good because it helps me to survive in this world. The thing is that the ego doesn't have a measuring stick of which is too far or when it's not enough or when it's enough. It doesn't have it. It just goes. So awareness is the one that begins to mold it to a place where you can continue to do what you're doing, but you're doing it through peace and joy instead of fear and degradedness. That's really what I'm talking about. Spirituality in regards to, throwing religion in it, I'm leaving religion out as much as I can because there's too many and everybody has their own process.
I was going to ask you just now, you were speaking about God. I consider myself very spiritual. I have a strong faith and relationship with God. So I do agree with what you're saying. So, but how would you explain that same feeling to someone who's not a believer?
Yeah. So the thing is this. I was a Christian, or practice Christianity. Catholicism, I practice it, which means I didn't do anything. I just showed up to when I had to.
Right, yeah.
Christianity, I actually participated and wanted to learn and educate myself. However, through that process, I realized that something was still not clicking within me because I still felt empty and void. However, in this process of releasing religion and adapting more spirituality, if you want to use that word, I can still see the empowering word in the Bible, in Christianity. It's the interpretation that always gets fucked up. Because remember, there's 7.5 billion people, and we all interpreting life differently. Even though you are my wife or you're my daughter, we will look at life differently. But here I am trying to convince you to think about how I do. The game is to step into you okay being the way you see life. Right. Accepting how you are. That's really the game. Because if I accept myself, then I start to see my failures and I start to see the things that are bad in me actually are my gifts.
And most times,
And when I do that, I can now look at you, and instead of looking like what's wrong with her, I can see her gifts. That is the difference between being a human and functioning ego and stepping into your essence, your godliness. Because godliness, God does not look at how you look, or he looks at who you really are, which is him. So he doesn't see you as a victim. He sees you as someone that if you choose to step into this power, you can literally create a different life for yourself. You can go co-create with God instead of resisting God. As humans, we resist God. I don't care if you're a Christian. You resist God.
It's funny that you say that because I feel that one of the most powerful things we can do is surrender, and that is surrender to whatever it is that we're experiencing. For me, I can be, I like to control my narrative, and that's been one of my life's challenges is, through struggles and whatnot, like, okay, I can handle this, and it's almost like having control of that moment. But until I experienced surrender and to accept things and let things go, I really started to feel a true peace because I didn't have that need to control that situation or that experience.
Yes, that is power.
I explained it to her where, like, I'm like, bro, and every time I would hear people on, whether it was, like, podcasts or TV, and they're like, everything was God. And I would think, I'm like, bro, you're just being, like, so corny right now. Like, I just didn't, like, I couldn't wrap my head around that belief at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was always very, like, and not negative towards it, but just like
how does that work?
It's easy to say when you're, like, sitting on 20 mil, right? Or your life, as we see it, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's all perfect.
Yeah.
Gravy train, right? Like, when you're struggling, it's easy to call that and be like,
I still, when people talk about God, they're still making God outside of you. So regardless of where you are in life in the scale of success or whatever, you're still making God outside of you. Right. We have to understand that we all came him with certain gifts. So that's why not everybody's a billionaire, because not everybody came with that ability and that gift. We all have the capacity to co-create, become billionaires, but we might not have that programming that causes us to go in that direction. Because most billionaires never thought about being billionaires. It just happened based on their creativity. See, most of us are thinking about being billionaires. That's why we don't become billionaires. Yeah. Because what you're saying is, I'm not good enough now, but if I become a billionaire, I will be good enough. Yeah. Well, no, I think it's...
Well, they say all the time, right? Solve the problem, and that's where your money will come,
right?
So it's like whatever it is, the bigger the problems you solve, is the more money you'll make.
Yeah. So this whole process is really stepping into accepting yourself, man. Really loving yourself so you can continue to do what you're going to do, whatever it is, and accept it instead of beating yourself up because you're not like Adolfo, because I'm not like Adrian, because I'm not like Richard. How come I can't drive a motorcycle and fucking do wheelies at 120 miles down there? What the fuck's wrong with me? I love motor. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Instead of saying, hey, Richard, maybe, or you know what, maybe I don't have that adrenaline to do that shit. Because as soon as the bike goes, I'm like, I can't put it down. And this fucking, and I see people, I see people, the motorcycle, they fucking, because but if I accept the gifts that I have, then I can enjoy someone else's gifts instead of complaining why I'm not like that. Right. So when I see a millionaire and say, I'm not a millionaire, a badass, can I learn something from him? Right. But I can't do that if I'm always in defense, if I don't accept myself.
That whole mindset, like, that all starts, I think, from growing up, right? Like that, I didn't realize that until I got older of how much that upbringing from just a 9-to-5 worker to a entrepreneur is such a
Different
mindset.
mindset, yeah.
And like, you know, and I'm sure you've heard this and everybody's heard this, right? Their parents, oh, get a job, go to school, da da da. And you know what? We're not wired. Not all of us are wired for that.
Correct.
You know, and that's what
Yes.
like you're saying.
That-
like
yeah.
their being, like what they believed in, and what their internal God, like you're saying, is for that. They believed in that, and they wanted you to do the same.
Yes.
We're not all.
Somehow you thought you had to do that.
Yes.
Well, we were
now you're
we
like,
were told.
Or other
done
Right.
with that.
You're
or the
programmed.
right
We were
thing fell,
we
you
were
I'm
didn't.
done with that program.
Yeah, we were told
and
that we
I'm
had to
grateful
do
at the
that.
same time.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, mom, thank you, dad.
Right.
But at the same time, I
Yeah.
get to experience my own individual self
Right.
that's curious about different information, with all due respect.
Right.
Because when I processed what you just said, I had a lot of resentment. Like, man, how come they taught me like that? What's wrong with them? And
I choose the wrong parents.
Yeah.
I had resentment
My parents
towards
are
that.
Oh, yeah.
But now I stepped
Yeah.
away from that to say, oh shit, I'm just like Gabriel saying, I'm my own individual self that's going to go experience what I want. Therefore, I'm going to go get that information
There's
It's almost like
and then apply that new information,
Yes.
that new programming, if you will, Richard.
when you use a great example of having that resentment towards what you were taught, and for me the way I've kind of switched that around is having a clear vision of what I don't want to be like and not hold resentment against
Yeah,
it.
that's
you
good.
know, like accept like, okay, that is like an outlet or something.
That's a way.
That's a way.
But
That's
I'm not
the
gonna choose that way.
That's not
Yeah.
the way
Yes.
I want. And
Yeah.
so choosing.
And usually that's what happens. Our parents give us an experience, and then we start making choices through that upbringing. The game now is to stop blaming others for your life and take responsibility for it, because there's empowering power when you do that. But depending on how you were upbringing, either you can be a victim or you cannot, or you can, whatever it is, how you grew up, you're still going to create an experience, because God is here to have a human experience through us. We're still trying to fix ourselves to be perfect, when God says, I don't need you to be perfect. Just be aware of who you are, so we can enjoy both process, feeling human and being God. Get the fuck out of here.
Drop some.
See what I'm saying? God says, you, if you want to, you can realize that you are God. You're me. You are me and you. And if you do that, there's this possibilities are endless, because I am infinite wisdom. However, you came with some programming, because I want to feel some shit through you. So I want to feel how it is to be a victim. I want to know how it is to be a drug addict. I want to know how it is to be a porn star. I want to know how it is to be a fucking someone's addicted to sex. What do you call it?
Cheater.
Cheater.
Hey, man, and just so you know, we're gonna clip out.
That was so perfect that he was like, cheater! Cheater! No, wait a minute.
Hey, well, you were affected by that one.
Sorry, man, let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah,
Let's heal some
Let's
wounds.
dissect that.
That one got him right here.
Hey, bro, there's some sex addicts that don't cheat. They just like to smash.
Oh, my God.
He won't
Anyway,
say
so them
anything
two,
else.
I got
Them
some
Them too.
God is experiencing, because we are whole and complete. Because if, as a Christian, Christ said, hey, you are whole and complete. I gave it up for you. Your debt is paid. You are now free to be your godly self. You no longer owe anybody anything. But our ego won't let us. And
That's why Jesus says there's time to cry, there's time to laugh,
yes.
there's time to
Yes.
there's times for everything.
Yes.
Even the bad things he wants to experience.
Yes.
you.
And they're only bad because we're saying we're bad, because we make this world so finite. We make this world finite. Like, this is it.
Instead of infinite.
Instead of saying
There's
infinite, meaning
probabilities, man. There's
yes.
so many things that are probable that your mind is probably not correct.
I'm gonna say 99.9 is not correct.
It cannot know, bro,
All the answers, yeah.
if you're going to succeed or fail. It cannot know that. It'll make up stories, and
Yes.
guess what? Usually they're
Nope.
negative.
Yeah, and they're gonna play out.
Usually
Well,
they're negative.
being negative is the easy side, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
because
they're
it's
like,
default.
oh, this is what's going to happen.
Being
But
negative is easy. Straight up.
the infinite probability of it all, we can. That's why it's okay to stay curious.
Curious
What do
is
you
a
think?
beautiful
What do you
thing.
market? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. What do you think?
So the whole process of this is learning to deal with your ego and information and language as you begin to step into this empowering context of accepting that essence is your awareness, and awareness is revealing who you're being, and that you can make those shifts, you start to realize that, fuck, life is fun. Like, no matter what's going on, it's fun. Why? Because life is coming, and everything that comes to you is helping you to step into your power. We just think that life is happening happening to us instead of happening for us.
It's all because we I think we all take everything
Personal.
well as an attack.
Yes, it's an attack.
Our ego is like you're attacking.
Yes.
You're right. So we go into
Yes.
defense mode instantly.
Yes. Why do you
So-
think that happens?
I think again that's the programming that we've had, right?
Right. There are beliefs
So
that you have.
there's something in there that's been ingrained in
Correct.
there that we have to
Right.
get past because
Right.
if not, everything that we touch will always be an attack.
Right. So that's the game.
I went through that experiences. This year, I think the biggest shift for me was acceptance of myself. Because I was not acceptance of the way I did things, I felt everything was an attack. So I worked on who I was being and confirming that the way that I do things is correct for me. Correct. Now I don't have to, give you all the answers or all the reasons why I do things.
Right.
Therefore, I don't feel attacked anymore. Right. I don't feel that I need to explain myself.
I'm gonna tell you something right now that's gonna mind fuck you. Let me finish this.
right now?
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now, give it to him.
Life is reflecting to you how you see yourself. So when someone says something and I get offended, it's because something inside about me
100%.
I'm not okay with.
100%.
But we think that guy's being a dick, which he might be, but his energy
But
saying,
if he's
hey, I
being-
should be a dick to you.
But if he's being honest
Por algo, ¿verdad?
and you're taking it
Por
that
algo.
way,
Well, so the thing is, whether it's honest or not, is to understand that it's making you feel a certain way. If it makes you feel empowered, hey, I'm confirming that my being is expressing that. If I feel degraded, then I'm expressing my life. I'm degraded because my beliefs are being confirmed through what this person is saying. So instead of me getting mad at that person and yell at him and make him feel like shit because he made me feel like shit, I can say, "Ooh, what am I not accepting about myself that these words, they were just words, came at me and I felt like I wanted to kill that person."
Yeah.
Wow. What was that shit?
What was that?
But we don't do that. We like, oh, motherfucker, fuck you. I'll fucking kill you. Oh, shit. And then, like, the next minute, bro, I probably shouldn't have done that. Or 3 days later when you finally begin to calm down
yeah.
a little bit, but then your ego says, fuck that puto. So, and you still,
And that's one of the biggest things that like I think it's not only knowing that you fucked up, but how long does it take to
Right.
to
So
come back
this
to, like,
process,
process that, right? 'Cause
Yes.
some people process.
it could be years.
In
Where
fucking-
some of us are still in it.
Bro, there's people that hold on to shit their whole fucking life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's some that like
I have
within
family
5
members
minutes
like
I'm
that.
like, me personally, I'll get pissed, and then 5 minutes later I'm like, whatever.
Okay, which
Alright,
is
cool.
good. So the question is, how can I get to a point where I don't get angry?
Yes. Imagine being able to do that second by second.
How can I use, because sometimes anger is good, because we use anger to push us to do things. But how can I create that energy without being angry? Because anger is still a degrading thing. Once you're done being angry, you're going to be exhausted.
Yeah, that's one thing. You waste so much energy
Being degraded.
being that emotion of anger.
Yes, degraded.
Like drains you. It fucking drains the fuck
You
out
ever
of you.
been pissed off at somebody who did you wrong, and then like you're pissed off and almost to the point of like, I'm gonna fucking faint right now, I'm so mad. And then you open up Facebook and they're in Disneyland eating a churro, and like,
And they owe you fucking 20 grand?
yeah, like what the fuck are you eating a churro? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
I'm mad at you right now, and you're having fun.
Yeah.
Their
And
life.
you're having
They're
fun.
enjoying
I'm
their
pissed.
lives, putting the churro in the cajeta.
And you're over here fucking almost
Yeah.
What the fuck? So then
Fainting.
instead of sending that person a message, I'll send it to Gabriel and be like, did you see that?
So we can use, yeah.
It's
So,
that shit. The
100%.
only one degrading is me.
Me.
Way.
So I
I'm
can
gonna
use-
go inside
Yeah.
feeling like shit.
Yeah.
so the thing says, okay, well, I see that moment. Now I'm going to say something positive. But deep inside, I didn't heal the wound. I just covered it. I just came and
That's
cut the
the-
weeds.
Positivity.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the fake positivity
Yes,
that just says,
that's-
you know what, we won't.
I'm not going to deal with it.
I'm not gonna deal with it.
Yeah, fuck 'em,
or-
I'm moving on.
Or I'm gonna band-aid it for now.
Yeah.
But you don't ever fix it.
You don't deal with it. You don't deal with why do I feel this way based on what I'm seeing. And that's really what this whole process I'm talking about is learning to go more than just being positive into talking yourself out of it, but really shifting your being, which is realizing what beliefs you have that are degrading and replace them with empowering beliefs. So now your life can reflect that.
And me and Gabby were talking about that the other day. How like we both have stuff that we're like we always tell each other we're very fucking hard headed, right? And we go at it a lot. Like two Rams.
Two Rams. Vámonos, cabrón.
Fucking, yeah, like,
Tú siempre ganas.
Who's got the biggest?
Te lo chingas.
Who's got the harder head? Like you know what I mean? And what it comes down to is we're both strong-minded in that sense, but we essentially like you mean well, but I want to mean better.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, bro, at a certain point, you just keep breaking your skull.
Correct.
And like you never get to the actual problem that.
Why do you think that happens? What do you think is going on right there that there's a block of actually each receiving information? Because we're trying to convey information and we're rejecting it.
It falls back to the ego.
Yes. It goes back to you saying, no, I want to be right, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be right. Instead of saying, hey, let me hear her. See, we was talking with Adrian. Me and Adrian talk this about all the time. When we talk with people, I'm not hearing her. I'm interpreting every word that's coming out of her mouth.
Your brain is,
But the game is not to interpret. The game is to hear. Hear what? Who she's being. Because if I am in acceptance of self, her words mean nothing to me.
Exactly.
And I created this moment to hear her say some words.
Point, then you can be helpful.
Well, exactly. But you can only be helpful when you are in acceptance of self, because that's when God is fucking flowing. That information is flowing instead of your ego information. See, ego has a lot of information, and it always wants to blah, 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 blah. But in acceptance, I don't know shit. I don't know how I can help her, but the Creator does. Her Father does. The one that made her knows exactly what she fucking needs. So let me be a fucking conduit by what? By being in acceptance and hear her so that energy can flow. But if my ego gets in, we're fucked. We're going to block, and I'm going to tell you how smart I am. Yeah. Look at all the knowledge I've learned in my Empower Me place. Instead of at that moment, I don't know shit. I'm going to step into the acceptance of self, meaning she's talking to herself and I'm going to be a conduit. However, as a human, she's going to say words to me and I'm going to see how I'm going to practice my being. Am I going to interpret her or am I going to hear her? And that's the game. If you hear people, you'll always have beautiful, powerful conversation. Because God says, when one or two are there in my name, and when he says in his name means when you are consciously there, when you are in the moment, you better believe I'm going to be there too. Therefore, I'm going to give information to both of you motherfuckers. Yes. And both of you are going to be empowered, and you're going to continue to spread that to others. And that's now when I'm in acceptance of self, I look at my gifts, and I'm repeating myself. Now I look at everybody else's gifts. As to before is fuck that guy. Who the fuck is that guy?
And it's the flip side too, right? I mean, not only you can spread the positivity, but you can also spread the negativity.
Of course, and we're doing both. Yeah. And we're doing both.
Meanwhile, God's still having an experience.
Yeah.
Even if you guys ram and end up...
God says, let's go. Yeah. Oh, shit. You got him good. Gabby, you got me good. And then Adrian.
What we're talking about is, can I get it, God? But here's what I intend.
Yes.
With my hard-headedness, I intend to be able to communicate with my girl certain things for her to talk to herself. Because we have this idea or concept or belief that we're always talking to ourselves. Always.
I feel like we always are.
We always are.
Always are.
Not if you are we. It's we always are.
Listen to this. If we are, but we are always talking to ourselves through others also. So if what you say is true in you, you should never be offended, because when she speaks, you're talking to yourself.
You're talking to her, saying things to her, but you're talking to yourself.
I took that for myself.
She's saying things to you, but she's talking to herself.
Yeah.
At the same time, she's confirming. You see, it's a neutral thing.
It's based on a belief, though.
A belief.
The reason we can contextualize it this way is because we actually really believe it. Like, I really wholeheartedly believe that I'm talking to myself all the time. So when I'm talking to my 7-year-old and he's talking to me a certain way, I believe I'm talking to myself through that 7-year-old. And when I respond a certain way, it's usually healing. I believe I'm healing 7-year-old Adrian.
It makes total sense.
It's just a belief. This is not true. This is not, hey, psychotherapy told me. This is just how I practice those beliefs.
Because as what I'm saying to others, I believe about myself. So if I'm encouraging you and uplifting you, that means I do that to myself. Exactly. But if I'm hard on you and I beat you down, that means I'm doing it to myself.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. Now, so that's really the game. So if I can, consciousness, if you practice consciousness to say, oh, the trigger was activated, which is I'm feeling something, and then you say, oh, I'm aware of that. I swear to you, consciousness, once you act consciousness, you're aware of consciousness, you'll know what to do next. Because you are now connected to the same source that everybody, Jesus Christ was. Everybody that I want to be like him, we have the same connection.
We're all like him.
We are all like him.
So, and this goes back to more of like like you said, we're like him, but I feel like it's an energy too, right?
Of course, that's what it
Like,
is. Because him it's describing God as a him or her.
Oh, yeah, I know, but it's energy, right?
It's energy.
And that's where I feel like like you can either be a positive or a negative. And when two positives, right, hit, or you're positive and you're negative, and they're all within each other, it's hard to pass that energy to others.
Well, I'm
You hear a
gonna
lot of language patterns.
language patterns
You hear
of
a lot of
like I
language
don't think it's
patterns,
possible because
But remember, go back. You went finite in your language pattern. Remember, all probabilities are infinite. So everything you just described can happen.
Yeah.
You can both be positive and function. You
Right,
can be
right,
positive.
right.
All of that can happen, but it won't happen for you based on how you're contextualizing yourself. Which is, there's no right or wrong. You're just going to have the same experience you just described.
because of your language pattern.
Because of how you're speaking. Because how you speak shows you how you believe inside.
Yes.
So, going back to talking to myself, because I had a thing I wanted to spit out. So, if I'm having if somebody comes to me and is super stressed, I don't think, oh shit, Gabriel's stressed about something. Instead, I think, what am I going through in here?
That said, he was.
Yes, I'm talking to myself through Gabriel. And then if I check and there's nothing, oh shit, Gabriel's just having an experience. Let me just be with him, because he also exists and he's also talking to himself. But see, that takes awareness to be able to step into that and not feel anything or anything. Yeah. The other thing we believe, you ever go to the movies and watch a movie on the screen? It's not on the screen, bro. The movie's actually being projected from somewhere. So I'm creating you actually through what I'm projecting.
Yeah, right.
And I have certain judgments of who you are and all those beliefs. But you actually don't exist. The only reason you exist is because I'm projecting you. So then you must be an aspect of me inside also.
I heard this one quote, and right now,
So we are connected.
Right, I heard
Exactly.
I heard this in a movie, and right now it just made like perfect sense the way you said it. It says, "What the eyes see and the ears hear, the mind believes." And right now, as you're saying that, it's like you're believing what you're seeing and hearing, but you're believing what you believe,
Exactly.
not actually what. Yeah.
Yes, that's power. That's awareness, because the other person
That's
can
why
say,
when you come and cuss at me, you know what, Adrian? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't believe you have any hate towards me. I believe you're talking to yourself in that moment about something. And here's what I taught my son. It's funny. My son reminded me of this. He said, I tell my son this. I said, look, son, because, there's bullying. By the way, bullying is all made up, really. Growing up, that's all it was. I mean, I came here from Zacatecas when I was 10. You bet your ass I was bullied. I didn't know what they were saying. I told my son, I said, look, grab them and say, you okay, man? You need a hug? And they'll be like, what? I said, because they're talking to themselves. They're obviously being mean because maybe their dad or their mom told them something.
Their dad or mom was
We
being
don't
mean to
know,
them
son,
that
so
morning, and then
they're
it just
not bullying
translated.
you, they're
They
just-
wanted to translate it, yeah.
He's like,
If
Dad,
you-
I tried it, and he said yes, and I hugged him. I'm like, good for you, man.
You know what's
I said,
crazy
not
is
too
that like
close 'cause of,
you know what's funny is that you'll see it on the news. Bully does this to this person. Well, if you take a step back, and parents were fucking assholes to that kid, which created the bully,
And then
right?
the other kid, too.
And then the other kid got the
Being a
wrath
little
of it,
victim.
right? So he was like, and it's like, bro, like we can go back and forth about like crime and this and that, but what does it really start from? Like, there's
So
no.
let me-
look,
so
we're all
let me-
having an experience.
Yeah, yeah. Right now,
So
you're
my 7-year-old
Yeah.
son, who's potentially being bullied, or the bully, believe it or not, and the other kid are both having an experience
Yeah.
that they each have programming from their parents that they actually chose.
to be there at that moment to
They
do
chose.
what they did.
I chose these parents to teach me how to be victim, so I can be bullied by this bully, so I can be a victim. It's all an experience.
Life is going to reflect based on your beliefs. If you believe you're a victim, then God is going to create through you, because God is a creator. So he's either going to create based on your beliefs, or God is going to create. Sorry for the he. God is going to create through your beliefs. And if your beliefs are victim, you're going to see a lot of victim. And it's kind of crazy though, because even though you're like that, God in his unconditional love is still blessing you and taking care of you.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Even if you're an atheist, God doesn't care if you believe in him or not.
It's just us making this so
Do
real.
you care if your kid believes in you or not? You don't. You're always going to have his back even if they're a little dick.
So the only way,
So you think God, the almighty of everything, bro, is...
Yeah, you know how it is. If it's your kid fucks up, you still your
Even
kid.
Jesus
Wait.
is like, even a bad parent won't give his son a snake. He'll
Yeah.
give him a piece of bread.
Yes.
Imagine your heavenly Father. Come on.
But it's all these beliefs that we have that we think they're real, but we don't know that we have those beliefs. We just are functioning in life because we're so caught up in survival. The game is to take a step back and say, shit, is there more to me than this body that is doing this? And there is. It's your spiritual side, your creator, the God is within us, and that power is within us. It's really stepping into it. And it's real because I've been on this journey since I was 25 years old. I did the religion, and then I did this part, and this part really helped bring everything together in a sense of stepping into the state of being that is truly peaceful and joyful. It is real. It does exist. So now I don't try to change my ego. I'm aware of it, so it doesn't. It's like when you have a kid. You're not stopping your kid from doing things. You're just aware of what he's doing so they don't go too far. Right? Like, hey, watch ese cabrón se va un putazo, pero watch. At least that's how I function. Other people, bájate, cabrón, bájate, right? That's how we have to be with our ego. Be through awareness, Big Daddy, Big Mama, watching the baby, the ego going like, hey, wait. Right? And then you can say, hey, the way you're speaking to your son is you speaking to yourself. So do you want your son to grow up with the same things you did, or do you want to try something different? Fuck it. I'm going to let go of my bullshit, and I'm going to step into acceptance of self, meaning all is perfect. Everything is just an experience. It doesn't identify who I am. I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am here. God is within me. Therefore, I am here to spread his love. Right? I learned to recontextualize, because before I would say, yeah, but you're a piece of shit. I would try to be positive, right? Yeah, let's go do 40 deals. Bro, you're a piece of shit. You can't do this. You can't do that. No, I'm going to do 50 deals. Bro, but I keep telling you, you're not good enough. You can't figure it out. You keep fucking up. It's already been 5 years, and you still can't. You know what I'm saying? The thing is to be able to say, I want to do 44 deals and not have that voice in the back. That's the game.
I have that with my losing weight. I have this from my family is if you're skinny, thin, or you don't eat, then you're gonna be sick. You're not gonna be strong. So I had that belief in me. So even though I worked out and I watched what I eat, it was really hard for me to lose weight because of the belief system that I had.
Stay healthy.
Yes, I needed to be big and fat so that I could be strong. Because un día me va a pedir mi tío to pick up this thing, and if I can't do it, they're gonna bully me. And so this morning I said, I'm gonna say, okay, I want to get to 205, which I've done 210, and I look really like with my neck all skinny, and I have that image. Yeah.
Estoy malito.
Ya se enfermó. Ya no le cuelga.
Está haciendo drogas, ¿verdad? Mira.
So I said, even if I hit my 205 or 215 goal, if I don't change this belief, I'm gonna end up going back because even being 205 and slim is my image of myself is gonna.
It still wasn't good enough.
So I said I am gonna change first that, and I'm sure the weight's gonna come off once I accept the belief that it does not mean I'm sick or not strong enough.
Whatever your belief is.
Exactly. So working on the belief.
I'll get you.
Yeah, he'll get you.
That's really what it is. Life is always, it's like a game. We just take it too serious. I do believe, I took life so serious, and I try to laugh a lot. And there was a point, especially as a Christian, where I didn't laugh a lot. I was very worried about my future, you know, and I tried to do whatever I could, but I didn't realize that the beliefs I had about myself were the ones that were showing up all the time. All I did was keep beating myself up as to, again. Okay, this time, can I get more coaching? Oh, fuck it, it's going to be more money. Fuck it, I'll figure it out. And then again, until, you know, but this process of enlightenment really brings peace and joy. It really steps you into a place where all is well, where you can really begin to enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, and enjoy others around you. Really, you
Especially
can really
others
experience.
around you. For
You
me
can now,
personally, that
yeah,
was,
your
I think
wife,
that's
your
one of the biggest
kids.
things
was
because
not able to function. much.
Because I mean, if internally you're just projecting a negative energy.
Yes.
Whether
Because of worry.
but it's internal.
It's internal.
It's coming external.
Yes.
I don't care about how drunk you get
Yes.
or how high you get.
Yes.
It comes
Yes,
out.
because you are
You can't mask.
you
it.
are
No.
creating.
Yeah.
You're co-creating with God. You are. That's how powerful we are. We just don't give ourselves that credit. We think we're pieces of shits because we're comparing ourselves to some other fucker. It's Batman comparing himself to Superman. It's stupid.
They both are the same ugly.
But if you ever saw those guys, they never compare each other. They own their shit.
Yeah.
We should own your shit. Yes, I am a dick. Yeah. And hey, you're an asshole. All right, but people are only that when we show up. Like Adrian, when the beginning of this process, we used to talk a lot about our dads. My dad's a dick, bro. Yeah, but he's only a dick when you show up. Because everybody else says your dad is cool, bro. Yeah. Fuck, you live with him? Yeah. See, my interpretation of him is really an interpretation of myself. So anything I say about him, I was really saying about myself. And this process helped me to realize, like, oh shit, these are language patterns that I have, and these language patterns are beliefs. So I'm going to be aware of my language patterns so I can recontextualize. That's the skill set. You adapt. I say these things, that means I believe them. The ego is fucking smart. No, yeah, you believe that because la 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 la. No, but it's a degrading context. Yeah, but it helps you to la 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 la. The ego will find a way to hold on to that context because that's what gives it power.
That's the survival of it. Yeah.
And you have to be aware that, look, I already told myself that anything that was degrading, I'm going to recontextualize. Regardless if it helps me or not. It's still a degrading context. I'm going to recontextualize. Because the ego is a beautiful thing, man. We
can use it to our advantage.
The society, yes, it's here to help you.
Once you figure out how to use it.
Because the ego is going to do what it's going to do because it knows what's to do. The thing is, through awareness, now you can use that power to co-create with God a different experience. But you're still going to create and you're still going to do what you're going to do, regardless if you're enlightened or not, or you're spiritual or not, because you are here to do shit. The only thing is, do you want to go through it feeling like shit and making others feel like shit? Or do you want to go through it and feeling empowered and empowering others? That's the only thing we're talking about here. And it is real power. It is real power. This is real stuff. It is transforming. Your being shifts. Our being shifts. All of a sudden, you're like, fuck. You just have a different perspective. Because you've been practicing, right? Like when you practice one day you were doing, we're like, fuck yeah, bitch, I got this shit. And you do it all the time. But getting there is the process because you have to deal with yourself every single day in real life situations. It's not like you're going to go learn a skill somewhere else, how to saw. This is your fucking life. You have to look at and analyze and recontextualize and then be transparent with someone that you can. Because if you try to do it on your own, good luck. Your ego is too way ahead. He's been playing this game way longer than your consciousness. Yeah. Although consciousness is with you, but the awareness of it is really weak.
Yeah, every time I tell my ego something, he says, nah, but we got this.
Yeah, you see? The ego gives you... It knows how to be positive too.
Yeah. So that you confess, the Bible says, once you confess to one another, your sins are forgiven. Meaning what?
No more
not
power.
A sinner no more? No, you just lost... You did away with that power that was holding you captive in your mind. So whatever you thought was... Right.
So a power pact was a beautiful thing. I have a power pact with Adrian, Max, and now Adolfo's part of it too. And every day we talk about this, but this has helped us to really step into that power, man.
And that is true. When he talks about recontextualizing, there's this skill of catching what you're describing and then saying something different about it. Not so much as an affirmation,
but a new belief.
Remember, affirmations sometimes can be used to convince yourself of something, or you can be used to what the word says, to affirm who you already are.
But the only way to go into that process, you have to begin to love and like yourself. All these skills I've noticed already, everybody tries to apply these skills and it doesn't work. Because you still you're not being nice to yourself.
I was going to say, so what you're saying is you should essentially fix yourself.
Well, begin to start saying nice things to yourself. Because you are expressing to the world how you're being. And if you don't like your experience, it's a negative one or degraded one, it's because you don't like yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't love yourself. And so life has to reflect that.
What I'm understanding is I don't like the way I'm describing myself and my experiences. Mm-hmm. You ever gone to the past to share a story and it comes out negative? You ever done that?
To what?
To go to the past
Oh,
and
yeah.
share a story, and usually it's negative.
Yeah.
Okay. If you really look, NLP teaches you to replace that story with a new imaginary one. We're talking about God power. We don't even do that shit. What we do is we really look and we acknowledge, yes, that did suck. And yes, I was describing that. But if I really look, fuck, that was pretty positive there too. And look,
Empowering
I did that,
context.
And look, I did that. And then we focus on that. And that is the recontextualize he's talking about.
Recontextualization will help you to begin to accept yourself. But at the same time, you
Everything
consciously
that you
have to
fucking
say
have
nice
created
things
up
to
to now.
yourself.
Right.
Everything we've created up to now,
You
apparently
cannot-
the mind still thinks it's wrong. And here we are
Yeah.
doing a podcast way on a Monday.
We accept.
I think we're
The
doing
positive.
okay.
Yeah. I have beliefs of like I cannot fuck up. How can I fuck up?
Yes, bro.
I really do. Before all I can do is fuck up.
Yeah.
Now I tell them I can't fuck up. It's impossible for me to fuck up.
Yes. For all of us.
All of it.
It's
See, just
impossible.
before it was I fuck up. Now and the key for me was to learn to believe what I was saying because I learned that my language patterns were beliefs. So I had to replace the beliefs because the beliefs I had were negative. That means I have to say good things about myself, but I don't really like myself or love myself. So how do I do that? I had to begin to say no. God does not fuck up. God, right? I had
Yes,
to
bro.
begin
How
to
can
tell.
God create and then say, hey, fuck
Because
you,
no one's
yeah,
doing it.
I see la cagué.
Yeah.
No, and then if you look at it, and then if you do great things and people come to you, it's still not what you need because it's still coming from another human. It's when you accept yourself eternally.
And I think that's what me and you were talking. We were talking about last time when we were on was how you're like you need to love yourself. You need to be peaceful. It needs to be this, and I'm like, fuck that. It needs
We gotta
to be
go hard and kill
It
it.
needs to be fucking hard. Like you need to earn that shit.
But to me, that's what
No,
it is.
to earn shit in life in the
Yeah.
world business, yes.
But no,
Sports,
but even internally, like
but internally you can still be good to yourself and go do those things. You don't have to beat yourself and call yourself.
I think we're so
I-
used to operating on Anchor, like you said.
Yeah.
Anger motivates us.
Yes,
It
anger
propels
is an
us.
energy, and it does push you to do things.
Right, and I think that's probably an interpretation of anger for you. It's like you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm
get
gonna kill
angry.
it. Look, right now, bro, I worked yesterday. I came in with the mindset I'm gonna fucking work tomorrow. I was trying to get out of it, but because I had told myself that I was gonna build my business and I was gonna go after this and this, and I believed it. That when my ego says, "Nah, bro, it's fucking Sunday," and my universe said, "No, nobody's available to go watch the game," I fucking came to work, and I enjoyed the whole day. It was Sunday, bro.
Going to
See, that's what I'm saying. I still grinded it out, and every time my mind wanted to go play, my awareness reminded me of what I am committed to.
Yeah.
Where before my my ego was telling me what I was committed to. What? Fucking go fuck around, whatever it is.
going back to recontextualizing and beliefs is now the word deserve. I used to have like, oh yeah, I'm not worthy. Now
Yes.
deserve is to me, and it comes from the Latin word is to serve. When you serve others, therefore you're gonna get.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
I
it, that-
recontextualize
That's what he said
just
earlier.
that word.
Michael
Just that
Singer is
word
big
deserve.
on that. Yeah, Michael Singer, he talks about, I am here to just serve. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve the universe. I'm here to serve. How can I help you? He goes, when you're on the phone, especially in his business, bro, this helps a lot. It's helped me tremendously. When I'm on the phone, I'm not emotional anymore. I was to be so emotional and talking to another agent or any other person
that's
on the phone.
It cracks me up. Like one of the first things I tell everybody I work with is like, you need to build that relationship with the other agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like how crucial that is. But on the flip side is like when you do cold calls or whatever, and you get the first fuck you, like your whole life just crumbled. And I
It's
trip out
true.
on people who don't know how to like
Because it's
separate that.
because remember, we're not hearing people, we're interpreting.
Yeah.
So when you say something to me, those words mean something to me, and I take it personal.
That's what it is, yeah.
That's what it is. See, I'm saying how to function without that. That's all I'm saying. Because it's more peaceful.
That's where
It's more joyful.
But that's what everybody says. Like,
need a hug, wait.
that's where, like, yeah, you're right too. But that's like the ignorance is bliss of not being so attached to that.
Yeah. And when you know who you're being is, which is of service,
Yeah.
that fuck you doesn't mean anything to you. You have a
Right.
force field because you know what your being is about,
Yes.
which is to serve the
That's
ones that
it.
do need your help.
Right.
So really, that's the game, man. The game is to step into this context because religion has kind of blocked a process to get in it. You have to be out of religion to really do this. And most of us are looking through this process through religion, which I haven't met anybody through religion who's really stepped into it. I know there's one man, he is in the religion realm, but he's not in it. He functions out of it. And that's why I've been able to connect with him.
What do you mean by being in the religion?
Because they have rules and regulations and they have dogma on how you're supposed to do things, yes. Perfect much, to be a leader in a good, high, big church, you have to be perfect.
See, and it's weird because, I mean, okay, so they follow the rules. I don't follow the rules.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
That's why spirituality is better. It has no rules.
I always bend the rules to the max. Right?
Yes.
So
yes,
like, the
good.
rules are always going to be flexible.
Yes.
You
But
remind me of Jesus, bro.
It's common sense, bro.
He was like
Christ was like that. You know, they try to stone him for that.
And people who are religious,
It won't be the first time, though.
Jesus didn't follow the rules at all, man.
Yeah.
He broke every Jewish law in the book.
people who can consider themselves to be religious can interpret that as like, oh, you just don't want to follow the word of God. But that's actually on the contrary for me.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's like, back to that internal voice, we all know what's right or wrong. Like, it's almost be a good human being. Like, treat others the way you would like to be treated, even if you're feeling like shit, you know, like be able to separate a negative feeling when you're interacting with someone because of that. You know, that for me, that is walking in the presence of God because you're not attached to that negative feeling that you're feeling at that moment and not attaching religion to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Practicing
I
on
have conversations with really religious people, and they don't feel like they're gonna go to heaven. And I'm like, man, but if anybody deserves it, it's you. You're really super religious, you know, like you should. And then they're like, well, what about you? I'm like, I'm going. And they're like,
I don't
what?
know you, I'm gonna be there.
How do you know? I'm like, I don't know. How do you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
And they're like, well, and they don't know. So then if we don't know, I'm going to choose that one.
Yes.
And then when I don't, I'll be like, but in the meantime, I'm going to believe, thank you, God. You came to me, and just like you saved the prostitute, you're going to save me too.
Yeah.
Our life is a story that we're telling. So if we're gonna make up stories, why don't we make up stories that make us, that empowers instead of degrade us? Because the only one talking shit to yourself most of the time is you.
Yeah.
And then we invite people to
And we invite people to come talk shit to us,
Yeah.
and then we get mad.
And then we're like, why don't you talk shit to me?
Yeah, the true hater
invited
is
them.
eternal for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you said about the heaven thing. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Yeah, that's another one too. Yeah, that's
Right?
another
So,
one too. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, like
Because we're at infinite. So we went through this process with Matthew Ferry. I suggest you guys look him up, and he's the one
MatthewFerry.org.
MatthewFerry.org, and he helped me to take the spiritual essence of it and make it practical.
Yeah.
Because for
Really
many
context,
years,
it's all context. So
I didn't know how to apply what I was hearing, bro. Like, I want to be godly, but I don't know how to do it. So I prayed my ass off. I tithed my ass off.
you said you're in Christianity for a long time, but in the Catholic Church, I feel it's very like it's just driven into you, but not really how to process.
Yes, it's
And
just.
I feel like that's what. Like I feel like you could be more productive by just reading the Bible.
yes,
And
bro.
making your
That's
own
the beauty
Yeah,
of the Bible.
that's
You-
better
your own
because now you're not
translation.
getting someone else's version.
Right.
You're allowing yourself to go through that
It's
process.
your own translation.
And as you grow spiritually and you grow and you evolve in this power, you realize that there's the word, even those words that you read at one time, have a different meaning, more profound even.
I used to say this, and a lot of people are probably going to talk shit or hate me for this, but I used to be like, bro, why am I going to read the Bible? Like, it's been touched by man over and over, and whatever. It's been manipulated for all these years. By the time we got to our hands.
Yes.
Right? I'm like, that's bullshit. Like, we know the first thing, like, I saw me last night. It was like, you have a government that's in charge of all these people, right? You think they don't lie to you, right? He's like, I got
They don't lie, Richard.
He's like,
Not
I got one
Republicans,
kid.
by the way.
He's got one kid. He's like, I lie to that fool all the time, right?
Imagine the
and I was
people.
like, yeah. So I'm like, so think about it. If it was something you believe, it can be translated to a lot more, right?
It's just an
Anyway,
empty.
right?
Yes.
That's why you have to go read it to interpret it yourself.
Yeah.
And be like, wait a minute, you said this?
Yeah.
But I'm over here reading it and it says this to me. What the heck? That's why you should go read it.
Yeah, I hate the one that always, especially because we're in this business, and I see a lot of greed in this business. Everybody says the root of all evil is
Money.
Money.
The love of money is the root of all evil.
So it's not the money.
I love money, man.
Yeah, but if you're infatuated with the love of money, in other words, that's the only thing you give a fuck about. That's where the evil will come.
Yeah, well, it's just greed. It's the
Yeah.
motive
By the way,
greed,
that's
and it could
scripture.
be with food.
Yeah.
It could be
That's
with
scripture.
sex.
He was talking to this rich guy who was attached to everything. He wasn't even talking to us.
Somebody heard him say that and they wrote it down like this is a life lesson. And he was talking to some rich guy who was
a dick.
Exactly.
I think
Everything's
with
open to
that
interpretation.
comes because money does make things so much accessible to
Sure,
us.
sure.
So it really does bring out if you are that negative person or
That's what it
person
is. It's that negative-
who's greed and stuff. That accessibility to, or quick accessibility to things is just gonna make things easier for you to be bad or
Yeah,
to,
it just accentuates who you are as a person.
Well, what do you believe about money?
Me personally, because I know I'm a good person in that sense, bro. I always tell people I love writing checks.
Okay, I like that.
Bro. I'm excited to. You close the deal, like, bro. I'm excited to give you a check, you know, or even pay bills. You know why? Because that means I'm making the money to pay them.
Yeah, good. That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't look at it as a negative, like, oh fuck. I hear people, fuck, I gotta pay bills, bro. Like, I'm fucking excited. Why?
You're
Because I
able
was able
to-
to create that, to actually make this world go
Yeah.
around. And provide
That's
for others.
empowering
Yeah.
context that you have about that. Other
Yeah.
people say, fuck, man, I'm tired of paying bills.
Yeah.
And they probably do have a lot, but their mindset is lack. Their mindset
Their
is...
mindset is fuck
Yes,
these bills, and
yes.
mine is like bring on more because
Yes.
if they're there, and that means I can pay them.
Yes.
Something's going
Yeah,
on.
I see perspective.
Right.
And that's really all this is perspective. How could I keep stepping into empowering perspective so I can continue to enjoy my life? So when I'm at home with my significant others, I'm not worried and stressed out. I'm actually enjoying the moment.
Right.
So if I'm enjoying the moment, therefore I'm going to be more relaxed. Therefore there's going to be more laughter and more joy. Because the other way I'm stressed is going to...
Yeah.
Oh, like, oh,
Well,
shit.
you would do. We're in this business.
Yeah.
We're in this business of real estate, bro. How many homes go to sale primarily because of divorce? Right. I always say like real estate happens when life happens.
Yeah.
Get married, buy a house. Get divorced, sell a house. Have
You
kids,
die,
you die. Someone dies.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
like that slogan.
yeah.
I'm gonna steal it. That's a
So
good
all
one.
right,
That's true.
right on, man. Well, I think that's enough talking for today.
You got a
Well,
good
what's
hour
going on?
right
You
there,
okay?
bro.
Part, yeah,
Gotta
I
go?
think, I'm feeling like it's time. Like it's time to
I
stop.
was just getting
Time to
started.
eat. No.
Okay.
Oh, you want to say something?
Your lips are getting white, huh?
You want to say
Water?
something?
my sugar
Yeah.
levels
Let me go water.
Yeah, I need water.
Gabriel's sugar levels are really high. Send some guy.
Can somebody bring us a Snickers, please?
And it was without
Oh yeah, that was
yeah, it
so
was just
badass.
quick. Like, okay, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, but yeah,
Like my energy I've given to you guys to think today.
yeah,
That's
you
what
are.
you get.
Yeah, we sucked it all out of you, huh, like
I have
vampires.
nothing else to say. Other than thank you for joining me.
Yeah,
This has been badass. It's been fun. Thank you, Richard. You really are very active. You too. So
yeah.
I'm gonna
we
probably
wanna
invite
be
you
part of
more
guys
often
forever.
and keep talking.
Yeah, let's.
But
keep
anyways,
chatting it up.
Thank you very much. If you guys wanna learn more about this, contact us. Any of us.
We'll connect you on YouTube. I'll put all your
Yeah.
Hashtags or handles or whatever.
All the handles.
email for you since you still live in 1998.
I
Yeah.
gotta look at my my handle so you can plug me in.
And if you guys are interested in hearing this stuff,
do
but you
have
can't
one
come
on
on Mondays, if you want, I can go live on either Instagram, Facebook. But if you guys want,
Well, here
I can go on there.
How much does your
I'm gonna
program
post this
cost?
to YouTube. I'm gonna post this to YouTube. So if anybody reaches out to you, you can just drop them.
oh yeah, beautiful, good job. You see?
Yeah. Somewhere.
Let's do this, Mio. So we can monetize this and we can. I mean, no, it's free, guys, free.
Like, I can do
Free
one-on-one.
context, yes. Look, it's funny. I have friends who pay therapists way. They go and do therapists, okay, and they always go, and then I'll talk to them for free, and I know that they like fuck, but something in the mind says if you're getting it for free, it's probably not that good.
don't value it.
You should go pay, but you're paying someone who are just repeating shit, also trying to. They're not helping you step into the essence of you of consciousness. They're not. They're just helping you realize what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
But we can't get stuck in what's wrong with me. What is the next step? And that's why people go to therapy
think
for
for-
years, because we're always talking about what we don't want.
Well, it's funny that you brought that up because like, you see all these events, right? Their mindset, motivation, right? And they tell you all the shit that you should be doing, and then it ends. And then 1 year later, they're like, "Hey, we're having another event. Come to the same event. Listen to the same shit.
More
by somebody
motivation.
else." By the same, And then that's what you're saying is like it's not. There's never that deeper dive. To
Yes.
find out
What's
what is
the
it?
spiritual, the true, the power. There is power. There's power in your ego because it's a beautiful thing. But there's this other power that is more powerful than your ego. That if you decide to step into it, I promise you, your life will never be the same. you will truly feel peace and joy on a daily basis. Yeah. And that's what we're all searching. That's why we want financial peace. So I don't have to worry. That's why I want to have this. So I don't have to worry. That's why I want that. So I don't have to worry. Well, how about not worrying without having any of those things?
Well, it's like
Let's start
more
unpacking.
money, more problems, right? You think your worries won't get bigger as you make more money? Of course they are.
Yeah.
It's just how you process it.
Yeah, it's the process. So if you can step into a being where, hey, bring it on, and I'll be able to handle it, then the universe says, because you are good with the little, meaning because you're okay, you can handle it. You're not fucking want to hang yourself, kill yourself. Then I'm gonna give you more.
1-800.
Anyways.
Hold energy, bro.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Till next time.
Thank you, guys.
Gabe, thank you.
Gabby, thank you
Hopefully
so much.
we'll get a couple more mics in here so we don't have to do
Richard,
this.
thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Do you need my help to take it apart or what?
No.
Just turn off the light.
That's the way to end a podcast
Yeah.
right now. You need help?